Hello there, welcome back to UKSM 17. We're about to start up with our next run of the day. It's Lemma by Cleverpidgeon. Remember, we are... Cleverpidgeon, not Cyberpigeon, Cleverpidgeon. Completely on me, sorry about that. It's Lemma by Cleverpidgeon. Remember, we are trying to raise money for Médecins Sans Frontières, so please, if you can, donate. And now, Cleverpidgeon, would you like to introduce yourself and your run?
Thank you very much. Hi, I'm Cleverpidgeon. This game is Lemma. I'd like my couch to give a roll call. Thank you. Okay. Time starts on my first movement, so I'll let you know. Yeah, we're going to watch this little cutscene and then... Are we all set? Excuse me. Right. Alright. 3, 2, 1, go. So this is Lemma. It's a parkour puzzle game. That's not a great start, but never mind. The movement in this game, especially at the beginning, is primarily based around bunny hopping. It's a bit like Quake. If you strafe in the air and arc your camera, for some reason, sideways movement in the air is interpreted as gaining speed in this game, so you can gain speed forever. And we can use that to our great advantage to get through this game a lot more quickly than we're supposed to. Abilities are unlocked procedurally in this game. You're only able to do something once the game tells you about how to do it. So we won't be wall running just yet, because the game hasn't told us about that. So we're going to go through this first section here. One thing I should mention, firstly, that was an animation cancel. The momentum of climbing up a wall can allow you to lift yourself over the top, so you don't have to do a slow climb up it. And also, when I'm bunny hopping, I'm holding space just before I hit the ground, and that buffers an input, so that as soon as I hit the ground I jump, which makes bunny hopping a lot easier. Now we're going to start some wall running. Here the game tells you can go into slow motion. That's a bit useful. It just helps you do things at a decent pace, rather than going too quickly for your own brain. You can roll now, because the game has told you how, which lets you fall from greater heights. It's a lot like Mirror's Edge in its mechanics, but there is, again, there's the bunny hopping, and there is one major intended difference. You're meant to go and connect up a power grid that opens a door to get you into this tunnel, but you can just jump across into this hole in the wall. This is a texting section of the game. It's just for plot purposes, really. You're talking to a guy called Mark, who's your colleague, and that's how you talk to him, and you just have to click through. We're supposed to connect up another power grid here that brings a platform across, but we can just jump to the platform directly. Here the game tells us about how to kick, so we can kick through things. Kicking gives us a small boost forward in the air. We've got bad RNG on this floor. That's okay. Right, here is where the main difference from this game's mechanics to Mirror's Edge comes in. This game allows you to modify the environment as you move around by creating walls, floors, and later blocks to stand on at will. So this area is the forest. You're meant to do another sort of power grid puzzle to make some land appear for you to climb up, but instead I'm just going to do a wall run all the way up to the top. Whenever I wall run in this game, I'm holding to the side, which gives you more speed on the wall, and therefore gives you more distance in your wall run. And that's called an extended wall run. And I'll be doing that every time I wall run, pretty much. This area is called Monolith. There's a room in there you're supposed to go into, and you can just go right round it. Now I'm going to try a cutscene skip, and hopefully I'll get it. Excellent. Ooh. Good. Okay, that saves about 6 seconds, I think. What I did there was quick save as a cutscene loaded, so that the cutscene was registered as having been triggered, and then I loaded from my quick save to skip the cutscene. Oh god. What you're supposed to do in this area is blow up 5 explosive packs, which destroys a monolith and causes the dimension of Lemma to start to collapse around you. It's a big story point. It's the main story arc of the game, but we can just jump to a gap. We can just jump the gap and wall run across. We can skip that entire section where you're supposed to destroy the structure in that area. This is a flashback. I'm about to execute the hardest strat in the game. Oh yeah. Right. Oh god. Okay, we're good. That's just a little exposition bit. Okay, good. I kicked off that signal tower, and what that allows me to do is run and jump while I'm talking to Mark on the phone, because the phone is pulled up automatically at that point. And if I interrupt it, I can move around, and that saves a little bit of time because I have to go and connect that power thing, and it prevents me from having to text and then connect to the power thing, because I can move around while I'm doing so. You can get to this bit without connecting up the power, but the door won't open. This area of the game is called Fracture, or the Fractured Terrains, and the main way it works is that you'll see in a minute that there are these things that travel from area to area and open doors as they go, and it allows you to connect power lines between areas and get you to the end of this grid of rooms. So a lot of this area is sort of an auto-scroller. If you connect the power grids before the travelling things make it to their sockets, you just have to wait by the door until it opens. And we'll be doing that 3 times. This is the door I'll stand by. And there's the thing. Trace it. Alright, we won. We do that again here. This is the central room of the grid of fractured terrains. Just for reference, this game calls a room a terrain and a door a tesseract, but that's basically useless information. It's just a little bit of lore, I suppose. This is the last auto-scroll bit. Okay, this is the last room of that power grid puzzle. Instead of completing the puzzle, I'm going to hop up here and do an extended wall run past the door that the puzzle opens. So you're meant to go through there, but we don't need to. And I'm going to try and do that running while texting thing again. There we go. Sorry?
We've actually got a donation.
Oh, sure. You can read that.
So we've got a donation from Joshua Bernard Cooper. £10 donation. This game has more skips than a bag of everyone's favourite prawn cocktail flavoured snacks. Good luck with the run.
Thank you very much. That's my brother. Check out Shrek Boards, the premier website for the Shrek Super Slam competitive community, because he founded that website with one of his friends. Lord Ape, his name is. Anyway, we did a skip there. There's another puzzle you're supposed to do, but we can again just wall run across using some momentum from a kick off of a ledge grab. Here is where the next mechanic of the game is introduced, called follow cubes, and they follow you around, as is in the name. But what they allow you to do is to spawn walls and platforms as you go, which can break the game in some very interesting ways. So there's another puzzle here which you're supposed to do to get this wall down, but instead we're just going to climb the wall. Instead of going round this whole section of platforms, we're just going to do another wall run here and climb the middle fortress structure. And then we'll go into the door, put the follow cubes down. This is where at this point the game shifts from being linear in structure to being open world. We're going to have a big point where we talk to Mark, who's stuck in the wall behind us, and he tells us all about the plot of the game. And what he tells us is that there are 3 other people stuck in the dimension of Lemma, and he gives us the choice to either kill them or save them. And killing them stops the dimension from collapsing, but saving them obviously saves their lives. What we're going to be doing is killing them, because each person you save gives you a 20-second cutscene, and the extra movement you have to do for killing them is still faster than those cutscenes put together. Now Mark's just going to go off on his long spiel, so if you have any more donations, feel free to read them. Alright, here we go. So he's opened the doors for us, and we're going to go on our merry way. We're going to go to our first set of follower cubes in this, basically the second half of the game, which is a chapter called Mark. We're going to be doing some wall running up here. And there are 3 sets of follower cubes in this second half of the game, and each set of follower cubes allows you to choose to save or kill one of the trapped people. So what we have to do is go and get the follower cubes, and then go to their respective person. Oh yeah, this is a skip as well. You're supposed to bring this central tower that I'm going to down so that you can get into it. But what we can actually do is just wall run to it, and then grab the wall that we create and jump to it, and get the follow cubes without completing the puzzle like we're supposed to. This game doesn't have an extremely large amount of mechanics, but the mechanics it does have can be used in a multitude of different ways to break lots of bits of the game. Now what we're going to do is Oh god. We're good? I think. We're good. That'll do. Now what we're going to do is drop off these follower cubes at our first person, who for the record is called Daniel. Not that that's really important in anything past the story of the game, but you know, he's called Daniel. We'll hop up here. There are some enemies here that will chase us and explode, and they will actually destroy these blocks that we're standing on. Which makes it a lot harder to get up here, so we've got to get up there very quickly. I think this is one of the coolest rooms in the game. It allows you to build up a lot of speed, and it has a cool sort of skip in it. Alright, excellent. What I'm going to do now, instead of going up these plus-shaped or cross-shaped things, I'm just going to wall run and jump and wall run and climb all the way up these things to the top. I'm going to kick off here, and that will give me a little boost, because kicking off a corner gives you a little boost for some reason. Carries your momentum forward. This is our first follow a cube drop-off point. I am actually going to be completing this puzzle, kind of. For some reason, if you complete the first half of the puzzle, the door opens without completing the second half of the puzzle. So that's convenient. And there is a way to skip this puzzle, but it's inconsistent and not much faster, so it's not worth it. So we talk to Mark some more, and he tells us, you know, make your choice. What we're going to do here is we're going to put the follow cubes in the receptacle. We're also going to death warp by killing ourselves there, and that will put us back over here, which allows us to leave the room a little more quickly. Just a handy time save. Have any of you seen Toy Story? Because we're going to be falling with style. We're going to wall run all the way down this room and die, apparently. That's fine. There's a backup. We're going to wall run all the way down this room and hop off here. When you jump, you lose just enough momentum to do another wall run or land safely at the bottom. Which is very convenient. Because past a certain speed in the air, when you're falling, you lose control and are unable to wall run off something or land safely. This is where we get our second set of follower cubes for the second person we're going to kill, called Calvin. We're going to jump a gap now. This gap is pretty difficult to cross casually, at least I found, but you can just hop across it. And now we're going to do one of the few bits of actual running in this parkour game, because we have to connect up this power grid to get to the door. So you can't jump, obviously, because if you jump you're not connecting the power grid. It would be nice if we could clip into doors in this game and get through them without connecting up any power, because that would actually allow us to skip this entire second half of the game. just fell down there, that's fine. But the loading zone of a door doesn't exist until it's powered on, so you can't do that. But that's fine, because this bit of the game is cool. We're going to do this puzzle instead of skipping it, because the door actually rises out of the ground once the puzzle is completed. And you can't get it while it's buried in the ground. So there are 3 switches that turn on lights, and you have to light up you have to light up 2 out of the 3 lights to bring the door up like this. And now we're going to be going to our second cube drop-off point with Calvin in it. This bit of the game is really dark. It also has a puzzle in it where you're supposed to light up lots of lights, and that opens a door. But what we're going to do instead is just run under and go in, and I'll explain in a minute. Excellent, okay. First try. That's a difficult skip. What I did there was there's a gap in the back of this room for some reason, and what you can do is actually run right under the chamber and climb the gap using some walls that you create. It's very handy. Unfortunately, this means that the door isn't open behind you, so what we need to do again is Death Warp. If you don't get that Death Warp, it becomes very difficult and very costly time-wise to leave that room. So it's very, very important that we get the Death Warp. Oh, I fell. It's a bit difficult to see in this place sometimes. It's set up on my monitor alright, but this one's a little different, but we're good. Alright, that's 2 out of the 3 people. The next person we're going to save is called Jemmy, and we're going to go and get her set of follower cubes from over here. Build up a lot of speed. Sometimes when you do a wall run, you'll keep all of your speed from bunny hopping, and it happens there very consistently for some reason, but it's handy, so you know, you take what you can get. There's a puzzle here which takes you all around this room, but we're just going to climb this tower using some walls that we make. So there's our final set of follow cubes. We're going to jump down. And we've got to make sure we jump somewhat precisely there, because if we fall too far we'll void out automatically. So you've got to make sure we keep the game happy and don't fall too far. Kick off there for some momentum. Now that red dot is telling us where to go to drop these off. It's been doing that for all of them. But we're going to go through here, we're going to go through the central room that has Mark in it, because this door over here takes us to a location further along than the red dot was telling us to go to before. So that skips a puzzle, that skips a movement. That's very handy. We're going to jump this gap using a wall that we extend. You're supposed to, again, light up a power grid there or a switch to extend that platform across, but you can jump straight across using a wall. This is where our final person is. And instead of going right round the room and connecting up some more power stuff, we're going to jump to this tower, which turns into stairs for leaving the room when you get to the end. but you can climb up it while it's still a tower, so we do that. We're not actually going to use it to be stairs. We're going to put these back, wait for this all to explode. Please fall, okay? Right, I wanted that to fall because sometimes it can fall, and if you're not careful it will fall and hit your head and kill you, and that's not handy. But thankfully it got stuck there, so we'll manage. We don't death warp there because it's just the death warp puts you on the stairs, and it's quicker just to go down to the exit because it's right below you. Time will be coming up fairly shortly. I go back in here to mark central place. I'm going to go through one more door, and the credits will load, and I'll call out time.
Okay.
So Mark's gone, he's escaped, you're about to escape too. And time. Alright.
Your time was 24:57.
Excellent.
Was that good?
That's good. Yeah,
good?
that's good. I'm happy with that.
So how did you feel your run went?
I think it went very well. I'm very happy with that. The light puzzle skip, the one where I went under the room, I'm now 3 for 3 for that in marathons, which I'm very happy with. Yeah, I'm happy with that run. It would be second place if it weren't me. But yeah, I'm very happy with that.
Glad you enjoyed it. Thank you everyone for watching. We're going to be switching to the transition screen again and setting up the next run, which is a Shantae run. And I think you should stick around for that. It's going to be a very interesting run.